back to my channel. Today on the Aspiring Home Cook, we're going to be making some creamy mashed potatoes. Now, different people like their mashed potatoes done differently. Some like it a little chunky or clumpy, others like it really smooth and creamy. I'm one of those that likes my mashed potatoes really smooth and creamy, but it's also got to have bags of flavor. And today I'm going to show you exactly how I achieved that. A while ago, I'd shared my recipe for crumb fried chicken that I'd served alongside some mash and a fresh garden salad, and I had a lot of requests asking me to share my version of mashed potatoes with you. Now, with the holiday season coming up, this is a wonderful recipe to have on hand. This mashed potato is so good and so simple, you can serve that up for a regular weeknight dinner too, along with a protein of your choice and a salad. Before we move on to the recipe, if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel, and once you do, click on that little bell icon so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. So let's get started with today's recipe. Of course, the first thing you're going to need is some potatoes. I have peeled and cut into small cubes about 3 large potatoes here. And I'm just topping that off with some hot water from a recently boiled kettle. By cutting the potatoes into little pieces, it shortens down your cooking time considerably, which means this gets ready a lot quicker. I'm going to season that water fairly generously. We're going to place this on the stove top and let that come to a boil and cook off till those potatoes are nice and really tender. Now, knowing when to take your potatoes off the stove also is key to getting a nice creamy mash. You don't want your potatoes to just be tender. They've got to be really soft. That's the only way you're going to get a nice, smooth, creamy result. Once the potatoes are done, drain them immediately. Don't keep them in that water because they absorb a lot of water and that changes the texture. Then, using a good old potato masher, while the potatoes are still hot, you're going to mash the potatoes. I just get the process started and roughly mash the potatoes up before I add a little butter. Now, this is what will add lots of flavor to your mashed potatoes. It won't just taste like boiled potatoes, but it will have a lot of flavor. So I've put about 1 to 2 tablespoons of butter in there. You can use cold butter at this stage. It really doesn't matter because the potatoes are really hot and the butter will melt instantly. And then you're going to continue mashing till it's almost done. On to my next little trick. Add a small splash of milk at this stage. This will help your mashed potatoes get really creamy. A little moisture in the form of that milk really steps up the creaminess of this mashed potato. If you haven't tried it before, give it a try. I'm sure you'll notice a difference in the texture of your mash. I've put about, I'd say, somewhere between 2 to 3 tablespoons as needed. Depending on the amount of potato that you've used, I'd suggest going with maybe just a tablespoon or 2 to begin with. And if you feel that the potato can still handle more liquid without getting all watery, then you can add another spoon. Now at this point, go ahead, taste some of that mash. And even though we used some salt while we were boiling the potatoes, I've always found that I need to add more salt to my mash itself. Once the salt goes in, you're going to make sure that you really mash these potatoes well. Now, when it's thoroughly mashed, you're breaking down all of the little bits and pieces of potato, and that's what will result again in a really smooth and creamy mash. Now, when you're happy with the way things look, you're ready to plate up. And before you can enjoy your beautiful creamy mashed potatoes, there's one last flourish, which will again amp up the flavor profile. You're going to sprinkle some freshly cracked black pepper on the top. Pepper powder does not have half the amount of flavor as freshly cracked black pepper. So I would strongly recommend cracking some black pepper on the spot to add to your mash. And that's it. Your super creamy, super delicious mashed potatoes are ready. Have a look at that. This mashed potato is not just smooth and creamy, but it's got lots and lots of flavor from that butter, the milk, as well as that slight crack of pepper that we've added. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's little video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with family and friends that you think might enjoy it too. Thank you so much for watching today. I'm going to see you really soon with another delicious recipe. So till then, take care. Bye.